Hey everyone, it's the Sound Couple again, and here we are on another Sunday where we're going to keep doing these church gigs for a while, actually throughout the summer. Coming up here within the next month, we'll be getting some other gigs happening here, showing you some of the other things we do. But for now, the church gigs are what we're primarily focused on, or that's the gig we have. So we'll try to keep it interesting week to week. Last week was a little interesting from a technical standpoint. So I ended up resetting my iPad Pro, and we'll check that out. Hopefully won't have any more of the issues that I had with it last week with the Wi-Fi and UC Surface crashing. And I think what we were able to determine that it must be the iPad, because we had another iPad right next to it, and that device was fine throughout. So we'll see how it goes this week. The other thing is a confirmation service, so it's going to be a little bit bigger setup. Yeah, we got more mics to run and whatnot, and it goes back to things that I've said before in the past, is the planning part of it, and how important it is to know these things up front, and especially in this situation as well, because we're a little bit tight on the front end. We don't give ourselves a ton of extra time for setup. So the fact that that we touch base, I know there's going to be a total of 4 additional mics, vocal mics, a couple more wedges for vocals. There's going to be 4 vocals and things like that. Not a big deal, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, but it's not going to be a big deal primarily because we know what's coming. So I brought an extra whip that we can run up front, just be ready for it. So it's going to really add no additional time.
And we broke out the big mic case.
Oh yeah, we broke out the big mic case. That's right. The old days mic case. I got a bunch of 58s in there that I just decided just to grab the whole thing instead of picking through mics. We'll see there.
Bye.
Hey guys, here's something I wanted to. This is something new. I had these shelves. They're made for my rack that the physical mixer is in, and so it's meant to latch onto the side of the rack. But anyway, I modified it so we can use it on this rack as well, just to give us a little bit more space with the iPads. So just created this little piece of wood here, or cut this piece of wood just so it sits more level. And yeah, cool. And I have 2 of these, so we can do it on each side. All right, we're starting sound check. We've added a guitar player. That was in the email. I missed it, but he's got 2 lines, and we got 5 monitors. So a lot more going on this week than prior weeks. I'm just about ready to start sound check. So maybe you can capture what a cold. I mean, we did line checks, but we haven't done anything really out front. So here we go. That's what we do. We just go on the fly.
Trish, yeah? Yep.
Doctors have come from distant city just to see me. Stand over my bed, disbelieving what they see. They say I must be one of the wonders God's own creation, and as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Newspapers ask intimate questions, one confession, reaching through my head to steal the glory.
So it's a good starting point, and then we're gonna make sure the ministers are comfortable with it.
Wanna get off and go home again.
can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can, but honestly, won't someone stop this train? Don't know how else to say it. Don't wanna see my parents go. One generation thanked the way, finding life out on my own. Stop this train.
All right, guys, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people up there, and we just got them going right on the fly, and I already got the mix going. But that's kind of the way things roll. Did some line checks, and we got the mix from the last week, so a lot of things were already kind of there. That's again the great thing about the digital, is that I was
So scared of getting older.
90+% in the ballpark before we even started playing. But just a couple minutes ago, that was the first time throwing up the faders and a couple tweaks, and we were rocking it. So the other thing too is, so far the iPad has been holding up, so so far so good. Maybe that was part of the issues I was having. It just needed to be reset and restored, and that's a lot of pressure off. Yeah, the other thing we're gonna do today, guys, is we're gonna actually record. So we got capture running, and can you see it? Oh, maybe not. It's pretty dark, or it's bright, I should say. But the cool thing about capture, it brings in all the channel names and everything. The only thing that you gotta the only thing you need to configure, and it's been a while since I've recorded, making sure that 39 and 40 is the main, which is working. And I had to just come in here into UC Surface and route the main outs to USB 39 and 40. But we're going to be recording. We'll see how that works out as well. But we've done a lot of recording. It's solid. Just haven't done it lately. And we're using these gigs too as trying out different things. I'm glad we're doing them actually, because it's helped get things getting us up back into the groove and working a lot of the bugs out of the system. So, all right, more to come.
I know the world is black and white. Try to keep an open mind, but I just can't sleep on this tonight. Stop this train. I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can't, but honestly, won't someone stop this train?
Okay, guys, another church gig down. All in all, every gig, or it went okay, but seems like everything's an adventure. So here's a couple things that happened this time around. Number one, we had a bigger setup, more electric of everything, and we actually blew a circuit during the service. Thankfully, it happened. I guess it must have happened right at the end of the song, and as the minister went into the message, I noticed something wasn't sounding quite right, and we lost half the PA. I think I've commented in prior videos that the electric situation isn't the best case by any means, but this is the first time we actually had issues. So we run two 100-foot extension cords from the building, and which isn't ideal, and we you know, it happened during the message, and we still had half the PA. What was a little bit concerning, though, is that nobody knew basically how to flip the breaker back on. So then what we ended up doing is running everything off of one circuit, which makes a less than ideal situation really not good at all. What I ended up doing is just really backing off on everything, especially low end, so kick drum. Pretty much took the bass guitar out of the mix, turned the mains down, and really just went gentle, and we made it through. However, the other thing that happened is our wireless iPad issues continue, and however, this time both iPads lost connection. And so that kind of rules out, you know, specific to my iPad Pro. And so we need to get this figured out. And what's really a challenge is that this is the only gig we do that I can recall having this type of events happening. So there must be something there that is just different. And, you know, there's big power lines going over the area right there, so I don't know if there's some interference thing that is happening. But, so next week what we're going to do is I'm not going to use the stage extender, the NowSonic Stage Extender, and I'm going to scan the channels again on the wireless channels and see if that resolves it. But other than that, it was a great band today, great lineup. It was really nice to have the guitar player, you know, playing acoustic and electric, good vocals, and we're gonna hit it again next week, and we're gonna keep working through these primarily wireless issues, and hopefully somebody can make sure they figure out the power situation there. So that's about it, and we are hungry, and we're gonna go home and make some sandwiches, I think, right? Some
Yep.
Reubens. So have a good week, guys. We'll see you next time.